Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Another Hinderer knife. I can't believe, because just here recently I unboxed the Auto Eclipse, and it had been so long before that since I had done anything with Hinderer knives, but I'm really excited. I actually found a Hinderer knife. It was actually during a live stream. I found a Hinderer knife that I really wanted. I had not seen them do anything like this, at least for a very long time. So to my knowledge, this is actually still available on the Hinderer website. I did pay full price for this. In fact, I legitimately bought it during the live stream a couple of weeks ago. But it is more expensive than a standard XM, so you guys can go check it out if you want. They're not affiliate links. I've not, like, this was like a personal purchase. So anyways, thanks to my patrons for supporting me. What do we have here? So this is an XM18 3.5 inch and 20 CV. It is a Spanto Tri-Way Ride Battle Black. It has the oil rubbed bronze blade, which is more than likely a PVD coating, could be Cerakote. We'll see here in just a second. Black hardware, and it is an Origin collaboration. I didn't know anything about Origin. In fact, I still don't. I just went to their website to figure out who they were. They sell stuff, and they apparently have a lot to do with jiu-jitsu. Didn't buy it for the collab. This is a knife that's going to be further customized, but how cool! How cool! Oh, man. So all of my Hinderer knives are either stonewashed or they have some sort of black coating. This is the first XM that I have ever experienced with this blade. I mean, it could be that this is not PVD or Cerakote and that oil rubbed is specific to the finish. I don't know anything about it. Today, we're not reviewing the knife. We are simply taking a look at it. So here's the front scale, which is unique to this particular knife, and it has the Origin logo. I'm not really interested in keeping this and seeing if it, increases in value because of the unique build. I don't really care about that. This is going to be customized, and I'm not sure what I want to do with the front scale. I do own a textured titanium Battle Black scale that's currently on my Monkey Edge Frag XM18. So I could attach that there, but I also kind of want to play around with the color setup here and do something else. Hinderer knives, if you're not familiar, do come tip down standard. Fortunately, they allow you to switch that, which I will, because if I ever carry this knife, I'm not going to carry it tip down, absolutely not. But it is cool that you get the factory black hardware. They typically don't do that. It's typically stonewashed hardware. Hinderer knives are entirely made in-house in the United States. They are also hand-tuned and hand-assembled, and then they're sharpened by hand. So they're going to cost substantially more, especially considering we do have some titanium here, substantially more than a US-made item from Kershaw, Benchmade, Spyderco, etc., etc. Sometimes newer people have a hard time comprehending why. It's because they simply cost substantially more to make. They are still very pricey, though. Flipping action exactly as I would expect. I have owned well over 35, actually probably well over 40 Hinderers at this point. And so I have a, there's an expectation when it comes to action, and this definitely has it. You can light switch it, you can push button it. If the last time you bought a Hinderer knife was like in the, the 2010 to 2015 time period, these have changed dramatically. The detent is fantastic, and you can also switch out the pivot hardware between. It actually comes with it all. I know most of you know this, but some people don't. You can switch out the pivot hardware with nylon or the phosphor bronze. What's in it currently is bearings, and the steel ones are just spacers to fill in the spaces that are otherwise occupied by the bearings. But really, really cool. Let's take a look at this blade. It actually does have a little bit of tumbling on it, which is really cool. As a Hinderer fan, whenever they stray from the beaten path at all, it's hyper interesting to me because typically we have a wide variety of blade shapes, but as far as finishes go, you can choose between tumbled, the working finish, which is just like a acidy kind of darker, whatever. And then they do Battle Black sometimes. They very rarely do a full DLC. I have not seen a Stonewash DLC in ages at like my XM24. If they do anything else, it's just hyper rare. This is a full thickness XM18, which means it's not a fatty, but it is 165 thousandths, and this is their signature Spanto blade. So that means that your cutting edge is ridiculously thick. People will often say, Hinderer knives can't cut, or they're too thick behind the edge. I would say they're definitely thick behind the edge, but a factory XM18, as you can see there, with no cuts in this video, absolutely is sharp enough to slice open. Sometimes, I've said this many times, there are, of course, situations where a Hinderer knife will just not, it's just like any other company. It may come, just not properly sharpened, in which case you send it back. But the Hinderer knives that I have owned over the years have all come plenty sharp. You also have certain people who just have ridiculously high standards for, the sharpened edge of their knife. And sometimes, their definition of sharp is different than everybody else's. You can certainly expect this to be a knife that makes some tasks more difficult because of the geometry. I'm just trying to add a little bit more context to what some people mean when they say that. Yes, cutting through, thick cardboard, styrofoam, things like that, it's certainly a blade geometry like this. It's not going to assist you there. Using something with cutting geometry like an Opinel is going to be much better. And some people just really prefer their edge geometry be hyper thin for those types of tasks, which is completely and totally justified. But if you've never bought a Hinderer knife or never experienced Hinderer knives and you've been on the fence because you hear people say things like they don't come sharp, they obviously do, right? You just have, ask a million people, get a million answers. Hinderer is definitely known for thicker cutting geometry. This is a Spanto. If you see the rise there in the cutting bevel, it's because this is, a spear point and Tanto sort of combined. So you have a separation in the grind here, which is why you see that difference in the bevel on each side. But everything looks good. We should, all of the new Hinderers that I've picked up have all come perfectly centered. No detent lash or anything like that. There is a little bit of a range if you're a first-time Hinderer buyer as far as what to expect for detent strength. If you're buying the 3-inch, those are all light. I can't stand the 3-inch. The XM18 3.5-inch can be anywhere from a medium detent to a heavy detent. And then your XM24s are pretty much always heavy detents. So this one is kind of more on the medium side, but obviously still just fine in terms of your thumb stud action and your flipping action. No problem there. Really cool. Yeah, I have no real interest in that front scale, but I have that Spyderco Shaman that I customized to do an all-black handle and the bronze blade, and this is very similar to that. In fact, this looks incredibly similar to the FDE coating that is on my Spyderco Shaman, which is in fact a factory PVD Spyderco coating. So that's kind of why I assume it's PVD, but I'm not really sure exactly how they apply this. Maybe we can do a final review video where I go over that. But either way, I will share whatever I decide to do with this, however I decide to customize it. I will share that with you guys in a custom build video, later down the road. This is really cool, and it's definitely one of the more unique XMs that I own now. Very cool. Glad that I picked that up. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.